Welcome back to MMA Underground, your favorite part of Tuesday. I'm one half the dynamic duo known as Buddy V, killing it with the one and only.
Sam K. And shit, man, we got two phenomenal guests in the building as always. All the way from Streebeefs Scrapyad, we have the one, the only. This man has one of the best records out of any champion in any branch. One of the hardest hitters we got out here. We have the one, the only, the champ Viking Warrior in the building.
Let's go.
We also
What's
got
up?
we got another heavy hitter in the building. I mean, I just looked this guy up. I found out he's a KO artist. Didn't even know it. We have the one, the only Ryan in the building.
What's up, y'all? Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's about to be a fun show. I'm ready and I'm excited. We got two killers in the cage. Or in the show, I should say.
Real
Now,
shit.
I was going to say, I mean, when Sake talks about being a knockout artist, we got to say, Ryan, for your debut fight you had, I mean, I think you ended up taking that bad boy with an uppercut, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes, sir. Yep.
You want to say something about that real quick? About that fight?
That fight, I mean, that was probably like my most nerve-filled fight for sure. First one in the yard. I didn't know what was going to happen. So I was just like, swinging for the fences pretty much, just trying to stay alive.
You seem real composed every time I've watched you.
Yeah. So I started wrestling like years and years ago. I started around like 10, 11. And so I've been in plenty of tournaments. I started doing jiu-jitsu too, like when I was like 15 or 16. So competing there. So being in that realm, I've always been able to kind of, just hang with it, stay pretty composed. It's not unfamiliar territory, but it was different that time when instead of wrestling or, trying to choke somebody out, I'm trying to not get punched in the face and punch somebody in the face.
Heck yeah. Now, I was going to say, man, when we think about Viking Warrior, we think about how he's just a very elite boxer. But recently, I know he had a rematch, a kickboxing rematch with the one and only Batman Smooth. And I was going to ask you, Viking, how did it feel to be able to come away from that a rematch? Definitely like much heavier in your favor, looking like a whole different fight.
It was fun, man. It was good to test myself and put myself in that predicament because he is a elite kickboxer out in the Pacific Northwest. You know what I'm saying? He's known in the area. He got a couple of amateur titles, so it was fun. You know what I'm saying? And I took his best shots and I kept coming forward. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what I wanted to do. I should have been more technical, but at the same time, it was fun, man. I tested myself, and it was a good match. I'm cool with it.
So with that, would we ever see Viking getting back into kickboxing or maybe even MMA?
Man, I wish my body would love me or would let me, but I'm dealing with a knee injury right now. But you know, I'm you know, I'm all right though. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I'm gonna stick to boxing right now though. I like doing everything. I do be training stuff, but I stick to boxing. Just because I'm older and I need to think about almost 7 of my kids and my longevity when it comes to being a good stand up man, and providing for my family. So I gotta do what I gotta do.
Oh, yeah.
But I love the fight. You know what I'm saying? I do anything when the time right. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Anything when the time right. But hey, not for free. I ain't doing this shit. We ain't getting no money, man. Other people getting money off our views. So at the end of the day, I'm cool off that shit. I'm just living life and just enjoying what I need. You know what I'm saying? Whenever the time comes, I handle business. That's all I got to do. But I ain't getting paid for this shit. So, I do it at my own leisure.
Right. Well, speaking of time, man, it's winding down, and we got a fight with you scheduled at the end of this month. You want to talk about that?
Yes, sir. This man came and called me out for a long time. You know what I'm saying? So they scheduled a little thing out in Vegas for the West Coast. Big and I wouldn't say invasion, but it's what's it
4-year
called?
anniversary.
Mixed branch, the mixed branch anniversary. So I'm
Yeah.
excited for that. It's gonna be a great match, very technical. You know, I'm trying to be very smooth and technical and just use my wits instead of trying to use my endurance. It's not really about that. It's about just being smooth and smart. You know, usually I use my endurance and I use that against my opponents, you know, but really I know for this one, I'm just gonna be in his mouth the whole time or be more technical. You know what I'm saying? Just be more smarter and smoother with my shit. So we'll see, man. I'm excited because I do this to see myself and to see, you know, where I need to pay attention, you know, what areas I need to pay attention to, what, you know what I'm saying, shit like that
Oh,
about myself. So that's the whole reason why I do this in the first place, you know. But I enjoy putting on for the fans, but it's really about me. What, you know, what's better for myself, and you know, I try to just analyze myself because I'm my biggest critic. You know what I'm saying?
oh, yeah. And I'm excited to watch that fight too. I'm really, really excited to be in your corner. We had King on a few weeks ago, and he had some interesting things to say. And I'm just saying, man, I want to see you punch him in his face. I can't wait, Viking. Woo! Go get that win.
Man, I'm a OG, triple OG, man. I get down anywhere, anytime. Everybody already know that. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you know, we men. So it's not about, you know, trying to be tougher than the other man, you know. At the end of the day, like, I get down, and when we see each other, we're gonna handle business. That's all it's about. It's fun.
It's gonna be epic, man. I mean, there
We
aren't
just gotta get
too
in
many
front of each other, you know what I'm saying? We just gotta get in front of each other, man. All that talking and shit is over. I just, you know, need to get in front of the man, and then we good to go.
facts. Facts. This is one of those times where I really can't call it, man. I mean, I see you as a top caliber fighter. I see him as a top caliber fighter. You guys are both lengthy, battle tested. So yeah, man, this is gonna make for
Yeah.
an epic match.
Yeah, it's a battle tested fight. That's what I like. You know, it's not against a old fighter. You know, somebody only had a couple fights. We both got more than 10 fights, so it's good to go. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a good show.
Hmm.
And I'm real excited, man. It's about not just gonna be a killer fight, but speaking of killer fights, recently,
Tough guy.
Ryan, at the and oh, what's up? Yeah, recently at the Scrapyard anniversary, you had a killer fight. I mean, I'm talking like 26 seconds or something in your most recent performance, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, yeah,
I saw that. That was dope.
yeah. I know. My original guy I was supposed to fight. He's an amateur fighter out here, but he didn't show up. So
Mm.
me and the guy I fought, his opponent didn't show up either. So we just kind of worked it out and decided, all right, we both came up here, so we're gonna get something going. But
Exactly. No, that was a fun fight to watch. I mean, showing up, showing out right now. I mean, all three fights you got first round finishes. I
Right.
mean, I'm curious. Do you think that kind of like has that target on your back now? You know, you got a couple people that you might want to see in the cage, or you might even travel around. You know?
out for right now, I don't know about out the scrapyard. I mean, I think there's only one fight to be had, and that'd be for the belt at this point.
Who's the heavyweight champion for MMA?
It's Terrifier. Still got
Oh,
it. So
what's up? He out here. Call him out. You got his
so
feet.
we got the chance to talk at the anniversary. I know he's got some stuff kickboxing stuff going on, and
Yeah,
I got an amateur kickboxing fight coming up in October, so I'm getting ready for
nice.
that. So when the time's right, I'm sure
Ah,
we'll make it happen.
why not?
Hey, that'd be dope to see.
So,
Oh yeah.
Um, I was watching your fights, man, and like Buddy said earlier, I mean, first round finishes back to back to back. Is that something that you're intentionally going for, or is that something that just happens?
It really just happens, you know.
yeah, I don't have
I
any.
know one of my longer ones was Ronan when me and Ronan fought my second fight. You know, he ended up in my guard and stuff. That was unplanned. You know, it's all unplanned. I just go in there and try to just stick him hard a couple of times and get out of there. It's all business, you know. So
Good.
Dope, dope. And I heard you say you were from California.
Yeah.
Why haven't we seen you on the West Coast yet?
So I mean, when I lived out there, I left after I graduated high school, so I didn't even know they had a Street Beefs out there. And then, so I'm in the Navy, so that's what brings me up in Washington. So,
Gotcha.
yeah. And when I got out here, I was at my homie's house one day. We were watching on YouTube, and I see everybody's fighting out of like Lacey or Tacoma, stuff like that. I'm like, it's got to be around here somewhere. So I look it up, and I found it out on Gig Harbor. I was like, oh, I could do that for sure.
Thanks. Well, we glad you came out, bro.
Yeah,
you know
I
what I'm
appreciate
saying?
it for having me.
For sure.
I was gonna actually ask you because with those first round finishes, I was gonna ask kind of like what your training regimen's like and where you train at, or also are you just naturally heavy handed? Because like we see when those oomph hit lands, man, like you just was that from a kid? You're like, give me that lunch money, bam, or what?
I don't know. It must be. It must be genetics or something. No, I've always been, pretty heavy-handed. And as far as training goes, like, really, man, it's in the garage. It's in the garage, just heavy bag work, doing some footwork, stuff like that. I mean, that's just where it comes from. I don't know, natural ability, I guess. I gotta chalk it up to. I mean, I've had a little bit of coaching here and there, but I ain't never really been into a gym and been like, on a strict training schedule.
I feel it.
All right.
That's a lot of fighters, and I'm sorry, buddy. Go ahead.
Oh no, it's all good.
I was gonna say that's just a lot of fighters across all the branches. Not everybody's capable of getting into a gym or even wants to be in the gym. But the the possibility of you fighting in another branch is that possible?
If I could, fling it in the time work and all that stuff, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Most definitely. I mean,
Yeah,
I,
we'd
I,
love
I
to see.
go back and forth from California as much as I can, so because I still got family out there. So
Okay. Yeah, the West Coast branch is primarily in Vegas. We do have events, special events in Arizona from time to time. But we love to have you, bro. We love to have
yeah, I love to come out for sure.
you.
Ryan versus Senagami. Oh, I like that.
I like
Did you
that,
see
but
Shinny's fight?
I was just
Shinny
about to
versus
say Young and Lavish. I would
Young
say
and
Ryan versus
Lavish.
Young and Lavish. That's what I would say.
Yes, yeah,
The
for real.
lavish Brian would be good.
That would be a better match, honestly.
I'm just saying versus body types and heights and shit.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to look into that. And speaking of different types of fighters and whatnot, Viking Warrior, I was curious. We saw once there was a Shark Tank on the West Coast, and then we got to see you do a 15-man Shark Tank. I gotta ask you, did you just want to do that just to have some fun? Like, were you at? Like, dang.
So the plan was for 15, but I did 17. You know what I'm saying? But the plan was for 15, but they set me up to do 2 extra guys. I guess I was just fighting, so I didn't really pay attention to all that aspect. But honestly, I saw 619 do it on the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? Shout out 619. He put me on game. I saw that and I was like, oh, this is dope. This shit I like doing, Might as well sign me up for this. And then I see BDW did it, had the same number, 13. So I was like, here we go. I'm setting for 15. I just want 2 more than them guys. But they gave me 17. So, hey, it is what it is. The bar is high. I want to see other people do it. You know what I'm saying? I just thought it was a good competition that a lot of people probably jump on because it's fun. You know what I'm saying? It's tough, but it's fun.
I can only imagine all those different styles at once. Somebody coming aggressive, someone coming here, someone's a counter, tall, short, in between. Yeah, I was like, damn, I was breathing heavy watching the video. Like, fuck.
Okay. I'm almost done with the
Really
podcast.
good work, man. We used to do that in the gym with the fight team, man. We run round robins, and it shows you where your cardio's at.
Facts.
Speaking of cardio,
looking crispy and clean.
Cardio is key. That's dope.
For sure.
Speaking of cardio, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
And
Nice.
we all know Viking Warrior is like I'm not self-proclaimed because I feel like it was a unanimous decision amongst the crowd, one of the top cardio kings of the scrapyard. So
Oh yeah, I was
yeah.
for a long time, but shit happens. I get injuries and slow me the fuck down. But hey, I still love cardio. I still do my thing because I know it's important. But at the same time, I'm an old man, dog. I'm an old man. No, I love cardio though. Cardio is key. Facts.
Well, I mean,
I'm about to go
can't be that.
spar right now.
Oh dang! Oh
I gotta
shit!
get some rounds in. I'm about to get some rounds in right now.
All right, well, before we
The young boy's rushing me. He's like, "Come on, hurry up!" I'm like, "Hold on, I'm almost done. Hold on." He want to beat
before
me
you
up that
jump, man,
bad. I'm like, "Damn." Huh?
I was say, you don't have a date yet on the UK fights, right?
Nah, we're still waiting on Steve and Lynn to figure all that out.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna be at the events this weekend. I'm gonna step over there. So see what's
Hell
up.
yeah!
Hopefully, I get a
I
fight
won't
real
keep you,
quick, little
man.
tune-up fight. Huh?
I said we won't keep you too long. If you got to get in there and spar, man, just make sure you let people
Man,
know where to.
you already know, man. Holla at me. I'm on really just on Facebook, man. Thomas Turner at Olympia, Washington. You see it pop up, bang, that's me. Otherwise, I don't be on much. Just tune in from time to time. Appreciate y'all, man, for having me. Appreciate Ryan. Hey, keep up the good work, bro.
Yes, sir.
And
You too.
I see y'all at the events. You
See you,
already
brother.
know. Yes, sir. Peace.
Dang, that was killer. Glad we got to have him on for a little bit. But now that we have the attention on you, Ryan, I have to ask. You had brought up an amateur career. Are we
Yeah.
talking just straight amateur kickboxing? Do you have amateur in a couple different avenues, or like, can you enlighten us as to that path?
Yeah. So right now, October 5th, I got a kickboxing fight in Centralia. So that's just what was coming. And then in November, the month after, I got amateur MMA fight, a super heavyweight up in Yakima that I'm gonna be doing. So I'm just doing the kickboxing fight, just because me and my boy that I've been working with, he's trying to guide me in a good direction. He's like, hey, let's start with this. Let's get you out there, and then after that, it's gonna be MMA all the way because that's my realm.
Hell yeah, it is. I like to see that. I mean, it's killer that we got to see whoop some ass in boxing, and we're gonna see whoop some ass in kickboxing. But I like seeing you
Yeah.
in MMA, all that damage you could do. Damn.
Yeah, definitely gonna be a change of pace for sure. From 4-ounce gloves with throwing, I think we're using like 10-ounce gloves or something like that. So
Okay, okay.
definitely gonna be a change. But I'm excited. I've been training pretty hard, so it's gonna be fun.
And do you see yourself trying to go pro in MMA, or?
Maybe. I don't know. I got a little guy on the way coming in January. So
Congrats.
yeah, thank you. Once he gets here, I might pump the brakes a little bit. Gotta let that be my priority. But I'm definitely gonna keep the training going and taking everything as it comes to me. So if it happens, it happens. But I'll definitely be out here making a splash in the amateur realm for sure.
I'll keep my eyes out. That's killer though. Congrats, man. Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Especially like when it's different because then I feel like sometimes it makes you fight a little harder too. Like I know
Yeah.
sometimes when I go, I know my kids are watching, but more so I know it's like I'm protecting my children. I need to make sure that I can take care of them. So I'm going to go that extra limit. Whereas, no, I still go the same distance either way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And since you do MMA, let's say hypothetically there was Jorge Masvidal got a hold of you and there was this bare knuckle MMA. Is that something you would ever even consider, or you
All
need
day.
you need basic protection?
All day. All day. I really don't care. I'm down to scrap whenever, whoever. Don't matter.
Yeah.
Dope. I wanted to ask you, bro. far as street beefs, typically they ask for us to give a fight name. It
Yeah,
seems like you went along with your real name. What's the story behind that?
dude. Honestly, I'm just not creative like that. I didn't I didn't have anything to think of. Um, like my last name is Higginbotham, right? And then like going through football and stuff, people just call me Higgs. So I didn't think that was, I mean, I guess I could have used that, but I was just like, I'm just Ryan. It's all, like I said, it's all business. You know, I don't know if I've ever been like a fan of the theatrics. I'm always just,
Well, it shows in your fighting. It shows in your fighting. You get straight to it,
just,
So it makes sense.
Like,
yeah.
hi, my name's Ryan. Here's a check, and these hands are gonna cash it.
Yeah, pretty much, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Ryan, a cop. Actually, what is your profession? Oh no, he said he's in the Navy, guys.
Yeah.
Duh.
But yeah, I am a Navy cop. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Um, so this is kind of a weird question. I'm curious. Like when you go to the Navy, obviously in the military, there's a level of combatives you have to go through. Is it
Hmm.
similar between all the same branches, or does each branch have its own unique style that they learn? Or
No, it's all different. It's all different across the board for sure.
oh damn, that's pretty killer. All right, hey, I can dig it. Man, all I know is you were one of my fighters to watch. I'm glad to have you on the show. And one of my favorite things to see is how being a super heavyweight, one of the biggest things I tell people is, I mean, are you flexible? Do you have a little cardio? Can you hit? Can you at least do a push-up? Can you this and that? Like your body type does not matter.
Yeah.
And you're a pure example of that. And how does it feel to kind of, unknowingly be a role model for other people out there, knowing that it's like, hey, I don't have to be some skinny 2% body fat person to be a fighter. I could be out here kicking ass and living my life.
I don't know about a role model, but yeah. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's just one of those things like if you want to do it, do it. There's really nothing that's going to stop you other than you not wanting to do it or not being committed to trying to do something, Like I said before, like I was always in competition, wrestling, jujitsu and stuff, and then I found the scrapyard and I was like, I want to do that. So I went out and, I did it, got down. Now being able like, the flexibility and stuff, throwing head kicks and teeps and all that stuff, that's just, you know, from kicking the bag and messing around in the gym, just seeing what I got. And so I don't know. I just got lucky with, being a little bit flexible to do that.
Nice. What made you come back to the scrapyard time and time again?
It's 30 minutes from the crib, Um, all I gotta do is hit the sign up and then I'm there. And I don't know, I like the environment. It's really nice. I really love fighting on that AstroTurf. I mean, it's got pretty good grip. The cage
Yeah,
is nice, it's a very good platform, right? So I like being out there. It's pretty fun.
dope.
I gotta say that the AstroTurf is nice. I think the only thing I didn't like was I got dragged across there one time with my arm. I came up like,
Oh
damn.
yeah.
But I got to fight the West Coast once, and the sand. While it was heavy on the feet, I'm grateful I did not get slammed. I've seen a couple times where people go down and right as they're breathing, get that mouth full, and instantly be
Oh
like, "Oh, it's over." It's like, fuck.
yeah, that would be terrible.
Gets in your eye.
But that's half the fun. Like, yeah, what's life without a little challenge?
You
I
said
was
you
gonna
said it's
ask
out
you
in
when you
Vegas, right?
Yeah, the majority of the events are in Vegas,
Okay.
and then we have like 4 events out in Arizona.
Yeah, I'd like to come out there at least once.
Yeah, man, that'd be dope, bro. I would just say prepare for the heat.
Yeah.
Prepare for the heat. Make sure your cardio is up to par, and if possible, get some sort of training in the sand. If you have sand available, try it out because you don't want to find out what it's about the day of the fight.
Yeah, I bet that's a complete game changer for sure.
Yeah, especially MMA.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's sweet because Samke is not just a badass fighter; he's a ref for every single fight. Since he's been going, there's only been one event since he's missed two, so you'll know he's got to check out all the locations up close and personal.
Yes,
Message him; he'll give you the tips and the tricks. If you're in this corner, you hit R1 and you'll get your opponent.
yeah, man.
But
Appreciate
one
it.
of the things we talk about on this show that really nice to be able to see some people's influences. Or do you have any fighters that you either enjoy now or that you watched kind of growing up, whether it be boxing, MMA, or any sort?
Yeah, I mean, growing up, always like the brawler type guys, Kimbo, Tank Abbott, Don Fry, just like them
Right.
hard
I see
nosed.
Fry all right here.
Yeah,
I see the influence.
those guys have always been. And I've always been partial to the wrestlers. Daniel Cormier, love that guy. So
That's
Okay.
definitely fun. I think before, I don't know if you watch any BKFC, but Lorenzo Hunt was one of my favorite heavyweights. And then I found out he was all juiced up, and I was like,
yeah,
that's
maybe if they're both on it, even the playing field. But yeah,
Shit. Joe Rogan mentioned it should be allowed. He was like, "Yeah, top guy should be allowed to do this."
I mean,
I'm like, man, I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe just a little bit of TRT.
That's what he mentioned.
Doctor prescribed, but
That's what he mentioned.
yeah.
At a low dosage, everybody should be able to do that. And I'm like,
to each their own,
Well, yeah.
That's like, I'm actually curious real quick. So what do you guys think about, some of these stem cell injections that some of not just these fighters, but even other athletes are getting into their joints to help them be able to recover faster and perform at a higher level than what they were at? What do you think?
I'm 100% with it. Stem cells, all good.
I don't even know nothing about that, to be honest with you.
Hey, I feel it.
Just
I'm
think about it as little bitty regenerative cells.
Okay,
So something that could be broken could be regenerated essentially.
got you.
So I mean, but from organs to I don't know about bones, but like organs, muscle, you know what I mean? You would want to use that for like a neck injury, brain injury, stuff with your knee.
Got you.
Yeah.
Then hell yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the only thing is I'm nervous is I have this thought like it's like in a movie. I feel like the nurse is gonna come out with a needle that's like this big and be like, yeah. And I'm like, no. I don't know. But
Guess where this goes?
oh, I was gonna ask you because we're talking about some of that with some of the injuries using the stem cell. Have you ever suffered an injury, from the fight, or even ever growing up, if you got in a street fight, suffered anything?
Yeah, actually, the last fight I just had, uh, my hand's still hurting from that
Mm.
last fight. So gotta hit the bag a little bit lighter than usual.
Fair. You hit him so hard you hurt yourself. That's power. I like that shit.
Yeah.
Now, do you have any favorite, kind of fight movies you like to watch while you're recovering, or kind of get you in the zone? 36 Chambers,
Fight
something.
movies. I mean, anything with Van Damme. Anything with Van Damme. Bloodsport, kickboxer. I'm always all over those.
Absolutely. The Street Fighter movie.
uh,
It's hidden gem. It's a hidden gem.
I watched it recently, and it's hidden for a reason.
I've never even heard of it. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah, watch the Van Damme Street Fighter movie. Watch when you get a chance. Yeah,
yeah.
he starred in Street Fighter back in the day.
Oh man.
So that's why I heard he did a little bit of this, and I was looking at the movie again. And I could see him talking. He's like, "We need to go now. I'm talking to you." And I'm like, ooh, dang, yeah, he really was clenching hard. I think what was it? There's someone made that Dana White made that joke about John Jones. He was talking about one of the fights he had when the fighter was all juiced up, and it came out later that he was, and he was like, "I was scared, man. That guy was a beast." You hear about that recently?
No.
Dang. Well, the main question I really want to talk about with you real quick is one of the reasons we get to these fighters is we like to get to know on a separate level. So I'm curious, what drives you to fight?
I think it's always been the competition. Like I said before, growing up wrestling and being in jiu-jitsu and just in that environment where you got to constantly grind. It's always hard work, and you know not like other team sports like football and basketball and stuff where you're relying on your teammates. Like when up there on the mat, like you may have a team, but nobody's fighting for you. Nobody's holding your hand. It's all on you, and the work you put in is going to show no matter what. And something about that, it's always drove me. I enjoy it. It's very like rewarding. Once you go out there, you train, you put the work in, go out there, compete, you win. I mean, proud of yourself. It makes you feel good. Fun to be there, center stage too. Everybody's like, "Oh, watching the big match." It's always fun.
Little Conor McGregor.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So with that, what would be the end goal for you in terms of fighting?
Right now, I'm just with like riding the wave as far as it takes me. I always like to just do things like one step at a time. I'm very like simple that way. Right now, it's this kickboxing fight coming up, and then after that, it'll be amateur MMA, and just so on and so forth. Just keep going, and then if there's an opportunity that comes along the way to take it another step higher, well, I'll make sure I'll be ready for it.
And I mean, with all the eyes that you have from Street Beefs West Coast, Street Beefs Scrapyard, Street Beefs Dirty South. I mean, you hear the name and it's like people recognize it anywhere you go. And I'm actually kind of curious, have you been recognized out in public yet?
No, I haven't actually. No.
Dang. It only happened to me one time and I had to bring it up. And then that's yeah. I hear
Yeah.
people like, yes, I was at this grocery store and blah, blah. I'm like, what? You got 2 fights. I got like 15. No one ever recognizes me. Dang.
I'm still more or less new. I mean, I only got 4 fights, so I'm
And
not
when did
gonna lie. I
when
feel
did you
like
start?
I started. I think it was January, February was my
Okay.
first one. So
Yeah. So that's a good amount of fights, but you got it in a short amount of time. So
yeah,
you're still fairly new based off of time, but not
yeah,
necessarily fights.
yeah, definitely.
I wanted to ask your opinion on because you mentioned earlier, wrestling and jiu-jitsu being in
Mhm.
the background or in your background. What is your opinion or viewpoint on grapplers versus strikers?
Yeah, well, I'm biased, so I'm always gonna pick the grappler over the boxer, 100%. You know, um, I know there's a lot more technical aspects into it than just being able to throw a punch. Everything from the feet up to head movement and everything like that. But I think, you know, somebody who solely trains boxing versus a grappler, I think the grappler takes it all the time. As long as he doesn't get stuck with a hard shot and lose his feet, I think if he gets that window to take a shot or anything like that, I put it in the grappler's hands all the time.
And in your opinion, why? Why does the grappler take it?
It's a game changer, definitely. There's always a puncher's chance in any fight. There might be a guy who's way more versed in boxing than me, but I might just hit a lucky shot, throw something wild and it lands where it needs to land, and that might be the end of it, right? But once that fight goes to the ground, um, if there's a guy who knows just a little bit more grappling than whoever he's fighting, well, that's a few more tricks that is going to keep that dude at a disadvantage. It's definitely an equalizer for sure. Because once you get somebody down there, if they don't know what they're doing, that's real deep water. So if you can't swim, you're gonna get stuck.
No, I feel that. I actually watched a fight recently on I think it was the OG Streebeefs Yard page where these guys were going at it. One guy's piecing him in. He's going left, right, doing this and that. The other guys are swinging to survive, swinging for the fences. And he, I don't know what, but he leaned forward and just hit, like his arm was fully extended and just clipped the guy on the jaw just right. And you just see him, as soon as he throws it straight, the guy dropped his guard, clink, out. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
My kids ran in. What's going on? What happened? I'm like, oh, nothing. Watch this fight. Come here. Watch this. Hurry up. Wind it real quick.
That's that puncher's chance for sure.
And, you know, watching Street Beasts is fun, and fighting in Street Beasts is even more fun. But I'm curious, do you have any favorite fighters to watch while you enjoy, you know, at the live event or seeing them the videos online?
Yeah, I always like watching my homeboy Lights Out fight. That dude's a character, and he always gets some good action going on.
1-2.
Last event, Cornfed and El Matador. I've been watching El Matador fight the last few times he's fought. That dude's clean. That dude's pretty clean.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I like him. Cornfed's a beast, too. He's heavy.
Facts.
Yeah.
That was a
But
good
they're
fight.
not Ryan, you know. They're not Ryan out here knocking everyone out first round, you know.
I think, well, he got a few. He's got a few.
So,
Is there my bad. Go ahead, buddy.
no, I was just curious that, like, so, I mean, Terrifier's holding the belt. But, like, let's say, you know, you want to do MMA, but, you know, Brickhouse was available maybe for, like, an alternate match. Would you ever fight Brickhouse? Because I know he's right around there, and he's done the MMA and everything else, too.
Yeah, for sure.
I think he might be down for MMA. You never know. Sorry, go on, Sam.
That'd be a good fight. No, that kind of branches into what I was going to ask, which is, you know, anyone outside of Terrifier catch your eye at the scrapyard?
Yeah, Brickhouse would be a good one. As far as like heavier guys go, between the Terrifier and Brickhouse, that's all really I've seen that's like, you know, up there as far as, you know, guys I would want to fight or that I feel like would be a really, you know, a good fight for not just us, but the viewers as well, you know. But definitely those two.
Nice.
Well, I don't know. You might have to do an MMA, or I mean, a kickboxing with Solo one time for the one time.
Oh, yeah. With the big dog Solo.
That'd be crazy.
That'd be a fun one. Yeah.
I was thinking even a grappling match. You know, Steve throws those grappling matches out there too. That'd be dope to see.
I would love to get down with that too, for sure. 100%. If the opportunity ever arises, I would definitely be all over that.
Oh, I think if you just mentioned it, he'd be down.
Yeah.
You know, just finding someone might be the thing, but Fire Chicken is a good top grappler as well. So
yeah.
Yeah, he is. I just blinked. I had a question I was just about to ask. I'm so sorry. Whoa. See, marijuana affects the memory. Damn, what the hell? Oh, yes. So, because you say that you obviously you're in the Navy and being you have a certain level of physicality that you maintain, you train in your garage. The question I'd like to ask is, what is your favorite part of training? Because like while I enjoy bag work and some weights, cardio is my favorite thing. I like doing, you know, like a couple miles, doing some wind sprints, doing crab walks, bear crawls, calling it a day. I mean, what's your favorite part?
Definitely the lifting part.
Yeah,
definitely lifting. I like lifting a lot. I've been trying to take it easy and do just more like body weight workout stuff type wise, instead of lifting, you know, heavy weights and hurting myself. But yeah, definitely the lifting aspect is my favorite for sure.
I like that. I canceled my gym membership because I realized I do a lot more stuff I could probably just do in my yard, and I'd hit the weights. They have a lot of weights I don't have in my house, but there's that long turf stretch, and I'd always like do like bear crawls. I'd be doing like a dog and doing stuff. They're like, what are you doing? I'm like, well, I fight MMA. If I'm on the ground, I gotta, I can be contorted any which way. And they're like, you look fucking weird. And I'm like, well, I'm not here to impress you. And then I was like, you know what? This ain't weird. I'm gonna cancel my membership. Boo.
Be like that sometimes, man.
Yeah.
Now, this is kind of off topic question. I'm curious because training, we're talking about this, which is one fun thing. What kind of music do you like to train to?
Anything. I just throw a mix of whatever on. I guess if it was like anything, like primarily, probably just some rock. Throw rock on and get down.
Hey, Deftones.
Oh yeah, most definitely some Deftones for sure.
All right. If you haven't heard of Soulfly, they're a dope ass band. They're Brazilian, heavy metal kind of, but like the first half is more metal, but the second half, yeah, that was funny. The second half they transition to like a traditional wooden wind instrument, so it's actually kind of really cool, kind of inspirational. But they have a few songs like Blood Brawl and whatnot, and it's pretty heavy. So it's like it gets you in the
Oh,
zone.
yeah. I'll check them out. Sure.
Dope.
Oh, but I know that we're getting close to the time where we usually don't keep guests a whole crazy amount of time, and I don't want to keep you all night long. I know we've been talking your ear off. We love everything you have, but I wanted to ask Samke, did you have any final questions that we have for our guest Ryan this evening, the heavy killer?
Yeah, man. Final question from me, man, is when's the next time we could see you back in the cage?
Definitely after this kickboxing fight and this amateur fight in November. So probably maybe the December event, or if not, going into January for sure.
Nice.
Right now, I'm putting my whole focus into these two fights coming up.
Right.
Well, since you're gonna be kicking ass, and I already know you're about to come out on top, you might be going even more viral than you are. We need you to shout out on this show now who you want your sponsor to be, your dream sponsor, so that way we can make clips with all your knockouts and stuff, and then we're gonna get that sponsorships going.
Any hunting company, Drake Waterfowl, because I'm a big duck hunter. So if they want to sponsor me and throw some waders my way, I appreciate it.
Nice.
Hell yeah. Well, man, you
That's
gotta,
good.
give your shout outs, let everyone know where we can find you at. And yeah, anywhere you want people to be able to interact, let us know.
Yeah, my Instagram is Ryan_Higginbotham. It's a hard name to spell, but you can figure it out. Just start typing HIGG. I'll pop up probably. And that's it. I thank you guys for having me.
We appreciate you, bro.
All
Great.
right, guys. Later.
Oh, damn, that was quick. All right, man, that was a killer ass show. That was fun. And it's cool to talk to him because I only see him talk with his fists.
Yeah, man. He gets in there and he handles business.
Oh, yeah. But, you guys know the show's not over yet, so you shouldn't be going anywhere. Just go pee real quick. That's it.
So I got to ask you, because I always everything I do with the podcast comes from a place of sports, right? My brain always works in sports. So with an artist, isn't it almost like, sure, my first contract was shit, but I'm playing for my second contract. I'm playing for to get that generational wealth, because that first contract, you're new, they got you, they can give you whatever they want, plus you're learning the game.
I'm not mad at anybody that feels that way. I feel like a lot of, not even just artists, I think with a lot of shit, your first deal, your first whatever the hell it is, be the shittiest one, because you're still learning the situation, you're still learning the game. Once you learn more, that second one, you're gonna make sure it works for you. It may feel like it may look like it's a little less than the first contract, but it works out better for you than that first contract did.
What's up, everybody? It's Jay from Yankee and the Brit, bringing you some exciting news. King Palms and Yankee and the Brit are teaming up together to give you an amazing deal. Head over to kingpalm.com, use promo code KPYNB to save 20% off your entire order. That's right, 20% off your entire order just by using the promo code KP, Y, and B.
Buddy V's Fighters to Watch.
You know that's one of your favorite parts. Now, for the first one, we always go to the scrap yard, and we have the Maniac. Now, I like this because you can see from the get-go he's working. He's working. Even if not every single punch is making contact, he does not stop working, and I love it. He's going, and before one of the first round ends, he takes a massive hit. Shows me that he has a chin because he gets right up and he's ready to keep going. And you know what? These are the kind of fighters I like to see because you know that they're willing to go out, willing to take the hit, and they have the heart to continue to fight when things get tough. So please, Maniac, come back. Let me see you some more. I believe this was his first fight too. I really want to see when some of the fundamentals and stuff really kick in. Where if you start training hardcore, I think you'll just skyrocket. Bam! 2 from the West Coast. We have Tag. Man, let me tell you about fireworks for this fight. You want to talk about a man that's like an energizer bunny and that's working? This guy's go, go, go. He's putting in work and yeah, the cardio, like Samke says, cardio is key. And you could definitely tell. I want to see some of his future fights. I was very entertained. Please come back to the yard. From the OG yard, we have Prime. This dude was a beast. When I first saw his intro, he had like the USMC, United States Marine Corps tattoo right here on his chest. I knew it was going to be a banger. He did not disappoint with both the physicality and the agility and everything else. I mean, I want to see him come back. He put on quite a performance and he was humble, which is one of my favorite parts to see. I'm all for controlled violence, and he's definitely great at the art. So, yeah, let me see some more Prime. And from the Dirty South. Now, this I had to go back a little bit of ways, and you guys might have to, but Achilles. Now, right after he says his name, his Instagram was Anthony Ramirez. But this guy was definitely a fun fight. He was a good boxer. He came, or MMA fighter. He came out. He was very composed. He knew the shots he picked, but he definitely had the heat turned up on them. He was going through, and he ended up coming out on top. I want to see a little bit more. As with Dirty South videos, they come out every about 3 months, and it's coming out about that time. So make sure to keep your eyes peeled for Dirty South. But those are my 4 fighters to watch.
Nice, nice. Yeah, man, I'm with you on the Dirty South, bro. I hope they get an event going soon and we get more fights because they put on down there.
I mean, they almost, it's like
Fire picks. Yeah, Samcan the Fire 5. We're going to start things off at the OG yard. You see it. Old boy David versus Daniel. This is an MMA match, and this is youth versus experience. And this was a very respectful and sportsmanlike fight right here. Heavy haymakers being thrown all throughout this fight. A lot of back and forth between these two. And you could really see the momentum going from one fighter to the next. And it was pretty close. It was pretty close. We had a shocking ending. And prior to that, like I said, it was pretty close. So you can still comment who you thought won. Streebeefs OG Yard, Old Boy David versus Daniel Firefight. Yeah, Streebeefs Scrapyard. You heard us talking about these 2 fighters earlier, and they're on the Fire 5. This is Corn-Fed versus El Matador. This is a MMA title fight right here. Incredible precision, beautiful wrestling. This is a total war. Everything you want to see. We got ground and pound, and we got a TKO finish. I mean, what more can you ask for? Title match, Scrapyard, Corn-Fed versus El Matador, Firefight. Taking you all the way to West Coast, Streebeefs West Coast. You've seen both of these guys on the podcast before. We have El Vampiro versus the Protestant. Boxing match right here. and this was a fire fight. This is once again youth versus experience. We got a lot of aggressive punches and bunches, missiles being thrown. We got everything right here: counters, slips, combinations. The only thing I could say is pacing is key. Pacing is key. But nonetheless, a firefight. Streebeefs West Coast, El Vampiro versus the Protestant. Taking you back to the OG yard. This is Coach Calvin versus Gypsy Wolf. This is a firefight. This is a boxing match as well. Right here, man, we had a solid competitive match right here. Both of these guys were scrappy. It got a little wild. Both of these men were tested and pushed in this fight right here. You could see both men competing for dominance, and they did not disappoint. Very close fight. Streebeefs OG Yard, Coach Calvin versus Gypsy Wolf, firefight. And we're going to end things off tonight at Streebeefs Scrapyard. You see it. This is T-Don versus Casper. Another boxing match. And these two men, they went to war. They went to war, both slipping, countering, throwing combos. We had an unfortunate ending, but I like to see both of these two come back, and I like to see a rematch between these two. This was a firefight while it lasted, and go check it out. Streebeefs Scrapyard, T-Don versus Casper. Somke and the firefight.
Fire, as always. Every pick, man.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, man, all these fights, high replay value. And for those of y'all who haven't copped your brand new Cardio is Key shirt, it is out there. Here is the link. And yeah, man, go scoop that up.
Don't forget promo code Y&B to make sure I know you're coming from the show and you get your extra shit in your package. Because everyone that gets a package gets their extra shit.
You heard the man.
Picture can attest.
You heard the man.
But, you know, we have a fun time as always on Tuesday. But, Samke, is it about that time?
It's about that time, brother, man. We had a great show. Two great guests as always. I want to thank both our guests. Viking Warrior, much appreciated. Ryan, much appreciated. Everyone watching, go check out their fights. They're on Streebeefs Scrapyard, and these guys do not disappoint. I want to thank Buddy V, greatest co-host. I want to thank Jay, the greatest producer. Everyone watching us right now live, everyone watching us on replay, we appreciate you. We do this for y'all. Shout out Streebeefs OG Yard, Scrapyard, West Coast, Dirty South. We do this for y'all. Overtime Hustling Magazine, much appreciated as always.
Yeah,
Heart in the Fight, much appreciated as always. Zwellworld.com, much appreciated as always. You guys go check them out. Go cop some merch. You are supporting a great situation, and that's what we're here for, right? I don't do the social media. If you're trying to catch me, I'm here, same place, same time, every week. And yeah, that's it for me, y'all.
Sorry about that. I just knocked my whole entire cup of water over on my fucking floor. So that's why I was running around. But yeah, shout out to Zwell. Shout out to Zwell World. You know, go check it out. And even if you don't, get anything, just check it out. Tell me what you think, because you might find something new this upcoming week on the team page. Just saying, but I can't say too much. You gotta wait to see. Zwell_Buddy V is the Instagram. I've been having lots of good stuff on there. Stories, posts, and yeah, I'm always having fun time. But with that being said, I don't want to keep you guys any longer because we enjoyed every Tuesday. But it's time to go. So in Jay's famous words, as we always end the show, one world, one love, deuces.